All right, guys. One of the questions that I had before starting the trip, and what everybody has as well, is how much it costs, how do you make money? And I still have those same questions. Not so much how to make money, but trying to, or hope, I guess, that something takes off from a income perspective. Like, and when I say, I'm gonna say passive more so than just a regular income. What I did was I created a spreadsheet based on all the information that I found from people who had completed the Pan American Highway. So I'll scroll the way up. Basically, I called it the Overland Global Expedition Pan American Highway. So all of this stuff is just how I try to create like a spreadsheet and then just gather information that I thought was pertinent to the trip, like guidebooks and things of that nature. I'll zoom in on this, healthcare, just different things that I found on the internet from other people who had completed the journey, along with some of the things that I might run into. Like I put in Machu Picchu because I really wanted to see Machu Picchu, how much it would cost to cross the Darien Gap from Panama to Colombia. How much would it be from Baja to mainland? Was it better to catch a ferry or drive back up and around? And car insurance and things of that nature. I tried to capture anything that anybody posted about anything that went on with crossing borders, visas, and I just put it in this table. Now, all these costs, especially like I'll just point out Durian's Gap, that actually cost me about $3,000, all said and done, including the Airbnb, the flight, all that. So some of these costs are not, I haven't updated this spreadsheet. I need to go back and do that. The same thing for this. So I was going to go to Nova Scotia. Most people don't do that because I'm leaving from Maryland. I went from Maryland or Washington, D.C., whichever one you guys are familiar with. And the first step was to go up to Nova Scotia, and I didn't put in a number because I didn't know if it was going to be 7 days or how long I was going to stay. Same thing with Newfoundland. I ended up not going to Newfoundland and deciding once I got here and I still had an online job, so I was still kind of working online, I said I'm going to just go straight across Canada. And y'all know how big Canada is. The overall cost before I started the trip came to about $23,000. That's excluding the truck and anything else that had to do with the truck. So now you saw how I budgeted or tried to plan the trip out. I did work through Canada. I think I worked all the way down almost into Mexico, if I remember correctly. I think I worked all the way into Mexico, Baja, that is. And then, so that threw my numbers off. I mean, it helped me, of course, but it kind of threw my numbers off as far as just that initial 20 grand. So let's make it about 30 grand. I didn't plan to go but 6 to 9 months. But at the same time, I would just keep going as long as I had money. So with that said, this way of traveling, you'll learn that you don't spend as much money as a person would do on a regular vacation. For the average person to just go to a place, do a tour, have accommodations, all that, right? It's going to be between $1,500 and $5,000, just depending on what your tastes are. And of course, that's a good big range. But the reason why I give you that range is because, man, most flights are between $200 to $500. And 200 is, I mean, what, we flying to Miami? Really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your flight, your accommodations, now your activities, you're going to spend at least 5 grand, right? 5 grand traveling like this, as you saw, my budget was 30. 5 grand traveling like this means I could travel for a few months. A lot of this I'm about to cut off, but a lot of it will go over again.
You have to be delusional. Franz Kafka once said, By believing passionately in something that still does not exist, we create it. The non-existent is whatever we have not sufficiently desired. Embrace the power of your dreams, for they have the potential to shape your reality. Let your desires guide you. Fuel your actions and manifest the life you envision.